Welcome to the Authentic Take Night Shift, where we talk about trending topics in the world of sports. I already got one ready to go. But as you know, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. And it helps the damn channel. So let's jump into it. So let me get everything squared away, but um, stuff is crazy right now. Um, this Steph Curry to Boston stuff out of nowhere, rumors. That's what we're gonna get into first. Um, let me. Okay, yes. I was just watching how they're talking about nightcap or the nightcap minus Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco right now. They're slow mo Joe, whatever you want to call him over there, are talking about Steph Curry is rumored to possibly be on the move. I mean, obviously teams are, inquiring about him, and I thought it was BS, but then they just actually said the trade package. So apparently Brad Stevens, the GM and former coach of the Boston Celtics, he actually, inquired and called Golden State and pitched them that trade us Steph Curry and we will trade you Sam Hauser, Paul George, and a couple picks. Um, no. like my boys, my front office, the Warriors, that scares me that they even listen to that. Like I think it's crazy that like everybody thinks because LeBron jumped ship. He made that stuff like cool that like everybody's gonna do it. Like just Steph to me is not that type of guy. This would be like one of the most heartbreaking things if he did that, and I don't think he wants to do that. I don't think he has the stomach for it. He doesn't want to be the villain. That goes to LeBron. He could be the villain, but I just think it's crazy. And that trade package, like, so say we went through with it. So the Warriors are gonna have what Podemski at the point. Um, what we're gonna put Paul George at the two, and then what Yaxel at the three, and then Draymond at the four, and Porzingis at the five. Like that is. I was talking about the other day that the Warriors kind of have a JV team besides like Steph. Well, that's exactly what that trade's going to do. It's going to solidify that the Warriors are a JV team and they're going to be at the bottom of the West. So it's all fantasy, you know? Like, I can't believe people like actually come up with this crap. Man, I am burning up in here. Um, um, it's just ludicrous that they think that this is actually an option. Like that's what LeBron James has done to this league that if you're unhappy one day, hey, screw it, let's go like trade for someone, and build a super team. Like that's the difference and that's why I love Steph Curry so much is because he's in his own lane and he's content with that. You didn't like, like he like even when KD came around, like he didn't have an ego. He's like, yeah, KD, is he's better at me, better than me at this time. Like I'll take a backseat kind of role. I'll be very much involved, but KD could lead. And that's why that championship or the championships happen. Everybody's acting like, oh, KD just, made it all possible. But no, it was really because Steph took a back seat. So, um, yeah, LeBron is the villain. LeBron is the one that jumped ship. Steph will not do that. He will go down as a lifelong warrior. Okay. And for the same reason that they're trying to back out of why LeBron didn't come to Golden State is the history. Like, why do you want to go to a team that you beat in the finals? Like one of the main guys. Like, you want to go pair up with Jason Tatum? I don't think so, man. Come on. I know Steph misses Clay, but that ain't a Clay replacement. Uh, Go over to Boston and be the Gout Brothers. Whatever Green, the Clover Brothers. Um, but yeah, I think that's completely ludicrous. It is not going to happen, especially when you're in Golden State. You just know like how much this guy's feet is in the ground. Especially, I keep bringing up that ESPY's speech, how dedicated he is in the East Bay in Oakland, where he basically started his career, Oracle and everything, so he's just invested in someone that cares about the community like Steph, and his wife is very much involved as well. He's not gonna just rip the community's heart out. LeBron don't give a crap because he tore off the band-aid early in his career, so it's kind of expected. But if Steph did it, the criticism that he would get is the criticism that he doesn't even want to, open the book to read what they would say about him. So y'all crazy. Everybody just wants Steph now. LeBron's with the Sixers, and everybody's like, maybe we can get Steph out of there. And I know the the front office doesn't seem to be doing crazy stuff right now, but last night I mentioned Westbrook, and part of me feels like the FBI is taping, and as soon as I got off, it's like sometimes you mention something out loud, and all of a sudden it's like in your phone, um, or in your search, like all of a sudden, like maybe an hour after I got off live, it said that the Warriors are in talks for veteran minimum contracts with Russell Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan. If we can snatch both those guys or even one, I think that makes Steph Curry content. Um, it's just like do something. That's it. But he's not going anywhere. Like we'll give you Draymond. And that's something I think that I'm going to foreshadow is I think Draymond, um, with his he doesn't have a no trade clause, which I thought was kind of crazy. Not crazy, but just you figured he'd be like, yeah, give me that or whatever. Um, I guess because whenever you get a new contract, or like, because basically he declined the contract, so now this is a new 1 year contract for 27.7 million. So every new contract, you're like kind of automatically like guaranteed a no trade clause unless you don't want it, if unless it's not important to you, which most players do actually want it, but he doesn't have it. So I think that there's a good possibility, since he already kind of got used to the idea, and then Mike Dunleavy Jr. was like, "Oh, we weren't trying to trade Draymond." I think at the deadline, Draymond will be traded. I just, well, what does Draymond do for Steph? Set screens? Wow, we can find other people. Porzingis is a good screen setter, and this guy's like 7 foot. So Draymond just out of steam, man. Um, and I hate it. I guess it's kind of a disloyal thing to just disrespect or just throw dirt on someone that helped win us 4 championships. But I think most Warriors fans are not stuck in reality, and I'm really stuck in reality. And I know that in 2 years, Steph is going to be gone, and we're kind of trying to tippy toe towards the post Steph era, and Steph knows that too. So yeah, so that's what I think. But I hope we can sign those two guys, but maybe we won't, maybe we will. But only time will tell. So let's get into other topics. Other topics. See. Let's go. I mean, while we're doing this, let's go into the Niners stuff. I was gonna do a video on my top of the dome segment for the Niners and Ricky Pearsall, but I guess I'll just kind of get that out of the way like now. And I like that I can get it out of the way now because today I was corrected. I was going on my rants with my friends. We got a 49er group chat, and I was making a rant, uh, to my friend, and then I literally, after I watched the insiders' comments, who was at training camp today, he literally had me corrected, and I corrected myself with my friend because I was gonna say that maybe Ricky Pearsall and his injury could have been avoided. Maybe if he just wasn't a baby and he just got the surgery as soon as the season was over. Like, why not? And as soon as you went out the last time, I forget what week he went out, but obviously, excuse me, he was not with us. I need a drink of water. But, um, so, so he was not a baby. It was, it was really Ricky being a good investment and just listening to the coaches and the doctors and the advisors with the team. And the team told him, don't invest in surgery yet. So now I'm blaming the team. Like, why do you do that? Like, he is basically the Debo replacement from a couple years ago. And now he is injured, knee is acting up, and now um, the replacement for Debo is getting replaced by Debo. Like, it's just I was telling my friend the other day too, I really feel like the past 2 years the 49ers are turning into the Cowboys as far as like early drama in, like, the off-season training camp. Because think about it, right now, have you heard anything from the Cowboys drama besides maybe George Pickens and uh him getting franchise tagged instead of getting a contract? That's a pretty good offseason for the Cowboys. Like, because they're always in the headlines, even last year with Micah Parsons and everything, and the eventual trade to the Packers. So the Niners are just like, we can't stay away from it. Just look at what has happened this offseason is like the whole drama, immaturity, and garbage with Brandon Aiyuk, Kyle Shanahan's car accident and delay of pushing out the information, because those are two different things in that. Um, and already injuries popping up with the Niners. And then the big injury with Ricky Pearsall. It's just like, can't get away from it. But back to Ricky Pearsall, um, I obviously was wrong that he was the one, not wanting the surgery, and it was the team. And I think that was a mistake. Like, get him in there as soon as possible. Like, and I'm sure that he didn't even care because he's like, hey, I'm gonna vacation in Tokyo. I'm gonna like go and like do whatever I want, be young, which obviously is his right. but you are an investment with the team. You are a human, but you are an investment. That's why you get paid millions of dollars. And look what happened. Surgery should have been number one priority. And I'm sorry to say, but the 49ers screwed Ricky Pearsall on that. So it just sucks. That's a big thing. He's officially out for the season. He will be undergoing PCL surgery, and that the projection that you already heard with everybody's dissection and doctors, analysts, or analyzation of his injury is that it's a 9 to 12 month recovery. And even Adam Schefter's like post, he's like, he will be undergoing season-ending surgery, and he will be completely ready for the 2027 season. Like we give a crap about that right now. But that's unfortunate. Um, and as far as the Niners, other things right now, probably the most scary thing so far for me, um, and I'm hoping that it's nothing and it's just precaution, is Dejon Striblin did not practice today because he had hamstring tightness. So tightness, I can live with that. The only way to get that out is most likely to rest it. Um, so I'm hoping he's doing that. I'm sure that is what he's doing. But that's a guy we need, man, because I think we brought Debo in to be Striblin's backup. You know, um, and this guy is now, I believe, he is highly touted. People thought that he was picked, too high in the draft, but now with projections, how he's looking, like previously to this like hamstring tightness, people are acting like now the Niners have gotten a steal in the draft, and he's going to be super important. So hopefully he can get over that. We got a few other injuries that I've mentioned, in my previous lives and stuff. So yeah, that's a scary one. Hopefully, could just bless positivity because man, it starts making you think about the substation and like, is the grass on the field? Is it like the wrestling mat where it looks doughy and soft, but as soon as you hit it, it's like you're you got a few pieces of graft that are just thrown on concrete or something. Like, cause it's this is just getting ridiculous. Like, how are we so injured? Like, it's almost by design. Oh yeah, Niners are old. They're gonna be injured. It's like we're like, yeah, yeah. We'll see how it turns out. It's like we didn't even have a chance. So, but in other news, in camp, apparently Dre Greenlaw being back on this team has ignited the the what do you call it, the dog in Fred Warner, because the other day he punched out the ball out of Jordan James's hands, and apparently he broke one of Jordan James's ribs, and now Jordan James is out. And now today, him and Dre got into like scuffles with other players. I guess I might get a few of these details mixed up, but this is what I remember: is that um, I guess CMC and Dre Greenlaw got into it, and CMC didn't like, what he did. So CMC threw the ball at Greenlaw, and nothing really happened. And then, a couple plays later, or even the next play, um, there was actually like a scuffle with Fred Warner and Jake Tonjes. So it's getting crazy out there, and I mean, I think it's good and bad. It's like I'm loving that Fred got this fire in him. He probably wanted to play in that Seattle playoff game so bad last year, was itching to get back. So this has been built up, but um, let's calm it down. Let's not injure our own players, and you've already failed at that. So let's calm down a little bit. Let's calm down a little bit. But yeah, it's been a training camp already. Like it's been tough. But let's check out these other topics. See if there's any more 49ers ones. Oh, me just like another thing is like Debo has basically his first practice today. He looks in shape as hell, and I looked at him and I was like, man, my last couple lives, my face is kind of looking like a little wide. I need to get on that treadmill. Um, I definitely do. I was gonna wait until my kids get back in school, but Debo making me think about myself. But he looks in complete shape. Even his like face, it's like skin and bones, and that's great because he was looking a little doughy as he exited San Francisco a year ago, and he looks good out there. I seen some drills. He's bonding with Kittle, um, and I just love the relationship that there was never any funk, and but Debo did seem kind of tight-lipped at the press conference today. It's almost like he was tight-lipped because the he kind of almost like he was anticipating the media guys to like attack him. That's what it kind of felt like. So he was very mum, but it's good to see him out there, and he's gonna be a utility knife for us this year. Let's see what else. I guess on the Niner front, it's all kind of Debo centric. But the other thing that I heard today, will probably end it with the Niner stuff, is that okay, Aaron Donald is trying to come back to the Rams. He hasn't given his like, yeah, I'm coming back to the coach yet. So, but what I heard, and shout out to the coaches huddle, um, is that retiring helped the Rams out, but um, coming out of retirement for Aaron Donald like restarts the 30 million that they owe him, and 18 million will go on the Rams books. So they might not be able to sign or trade for Vita Vea. And that's important because he's from Milpitas, right next to Santa Clara. And I think, maybe Vita Vea, seeing as, the Niners could be a contender for that bowl this year, is he might just come to San Francisco. And they've mentioned the Raiders before, and um, now I'm hearing Chargers. But I think, Rams were going after him heavy, or even like making phone calls. And I think that whole Donald, situation kind of, it's either, hey, let's leave him retired so we can try to go get Vea if we want him, or, we're just going to have to pull our hat out of this and um, let someone else get him. And as far as I'm concerned, if we're as the 49ers, we need to be defensive here. And even if we don't necessarily want him, we need to get him. Because, if we get him, it solves a lot of problems. But we cannot let another team close to us or that we're playing or in our division get this guy. Because my worst nightmare is like, oh, Rams are out of it. Oh, he goes to Seattle. Like, just because you want to go back to the Bay Area or you want to, like, be close to California, which is, like, Nevada and stuff. Don't, like, I'm scared of Seattle getting them because Seattle's been quiet. So, um, I don't know. It just makes it interesting, and I'm hoping the Niners can maybe try to get this guy. He's just massive, and D tackle has been a big question mark for us. Just subbing players in and out, not having a true guy. So maybe we could do something as regards to Vita Vea. But let's see what else we got here. Um, uh, well, I'll talk a little wrestling. Shout out to y'all that came through for the reaction watching SummerSlam day one. Um, I thought Roman Reigns and Seth were gonna be day one, but um, there were some good matches. Cody and CM, CM won. That was cool. Randy Orton ran in. That was probably the highlight for me. Um, and the Brock and Obafemi, match. I like that. Like Brock passed the torch. And he's done it before. So I think this is finally the time that he's done with it. He passed the torch. Nothing else is to be said. I kept like waiting for him at the end of the match, like when he Obafemi is the future, I'm the past. I was expecting him to just start like balling on him and just just like messing him up. But he didn't do that, and just one reason why I think this could be it for him is because he did it in Minnesota, where he is like a local hero. Went to school at the University of Minnesota. It's where a lot of his wrestling accolades came from. So I think he's done. And Obafemi, man, he's like a monster, man. He could definitely be the future of wrestling. But what else we got here? Um, um, oh, man, when it's a dry night, it's a dry night. Let's see. Any more? Shit. Um, oh, I find some. Nothing. Uh, well, I guess we could talk about, Prague Marte. Um, he's no longer with the team. Um, and it's weird because he was the general manager, but I thought that's what John Lynch was. So I guess there's variations. You know, Prague was like kind of like the money man and stuff, handling that, and from history, he's been the guy kind of dragging on, negotiations and having players, have ill will versus the 49ers, and then at the last second giving them exactly what they wanted. So um, that is that is that is a guy that is leaving that might be a positive turn for the 49ers. And he could have been the guy that really planted the egg in the start of the BS with Brandon Aiyuk. So um, even though he's not, I think John Lynch should just take over as um, the complete GM. I think he makes good decisions. Like there's not something that he's just been like just overboard and crazy mental over about and stuff. So I think John Lynch should take over that role, and I think that would be a good look. Definitely a good look for the 49ers. I mean, I know I keep bleeding back into the 49ers, but I guess they're heavily on my mind right now because stuff ain't going that great. Sucks to get old. Um, and one thing though that was weird that I seen, and I know that BA Brandon Ayuk is trolling. He posted on his story, like he posted text saying, like, do you really want to see a San Fran reunion? Like something, and you don't know how he said it, so it's like you're wondering if he's hinting like, is he gonna try to make amends or something? Because to me, I talked about this like today with my friend over the phone, and I was like, to me, him making amends and seeing if the Niners will deal with him is like his best chess move right now. Because you go have a baller like season, you help the Niners maybe get to the Super Bowl, go deep into the playoffs, and you're a big contributor. Either you want to stay now that maybe stuff will be amended, or you could be like, hey, I kind of made up for the stuff that I did. Like, why not ship me out now? Or because I don't even know what he has. Like, um, I don't even know if he has like a year left on his stuff or any, because we voided it, but his guarantees. I mean, so I wanna see that. Oh, let me look at it. I want to see what Brandon Ayuk has left on his. Okay, Brandon Ayuk. What is left on his 49er contract? ChatGPT is my best friend. Okay. Um, so he has 3 years remaining on his deal. So he has a remaining 85 mil over 3 years left on that. I mean, if he makes amends, he gets reinstated. Like, maybe the Niners don't want that on their books, but I mean, he is a number two. Just imagine if we made amends and now we had Mike Evans. We have Mike Evans, Brandon Ayuk, Debo, Stribling, Demarcus Robinson. Like that is a monster core. Like too many receivers to do anything with. Um, that kind of just makes me want Aiyuk to like mature overnight, man. And he's so like, and he's not saying this, but he is scared to come back to the Bay Area because um he's like, I don't think he's been into it with the law, and kudos to him, but I think he thinks there's an actual like warrant for him. But I'm pretty sure it's just like a bench warrant to appear in court, and um speeding is a ticket I think you can get out of being a high profile player, especially in the city that you sped in. You're a high profile wide receiver for the 49ers. I think you can beat that, or just pay a fine or something like that. And he's over there in Virginia, just like scared. Like you could tell he's like, oh, I don't know what to do, man. And it's like, bro, it's bigger if you don't address it. So, um, but yeah, that's me rambling about that. But man, BA, just come on, mature overnight. We'll take you back, man. Fuck. Okay, what else? Um, Look, back on the just a fun fact on Steph to Boston BS. So imagine how stupid we would look if we send Steph to Boston for two run of the mill players now and a couple draft picks, but we didn't give like three first rounders to get Jalen Brown to help Steph. Like, so just, we're not gonna help ourselves, but we're gonna hurt ourselves and just give Boston a Hall of Famer. LeBron would hate Steph too. They got a little friendship, but they would hate Steph also, or he would hate Steph also because he hates Boston. Just thinks it's a racist town and everything. So I think that's funny. But what I think's funny and what you think is funny is definitely two different things. What else we got? Yeah, it's just my feed is just like Debo all over the place. Okay. Tony Romo getting arrested gotta be like the funniest thing ever. Like, he just looks like, you guys aren't gonna do anything to me, are you? I talk about sports on CBS. But that was funny. It's like, I don't get why these high profile guys, like, go back to like Tiger Woods. Like, if they want to get like high and drunk, like, why are they not calling a car service or an Uber? Like, why? I would never drive and get fucked up all the time, smoke some weed, whatever. Like, it's just like, why are you guys doing this? Like, you have the means and the funds to do this, to be responsible and do whatever the hell you want, and you're not doing it. But the funniest thing was, I seen this meme of the video of him getting arrested, where I think it's like back at the station and they're like making him do like tests. And they said he just started doing the the DAC like thing. That was pretty funny. Um, go on IG and it's NFL memes, dude. It's pretty funny. But that's another thing. Like that's just it's crazy because I think he's actually suspended indefinitely from CBS, so that's good. But um, who knows? Maybe Ryan Clark slips in, gets that job. Probably not. Um, but I think JJ Watt's gonna fill in for him most likely. But that was a funny story. Um, oh yeah, yawning. That's not good. Kind of like this topic. Does LeBron James have enough aura to have a Last Dance type documentary? I don't want to go that far, but I think the majority of players in the NBA suck him off so much that there'll be a lot of content like people like kissing his ass. Like you got Draymond, his number one glazer, with nothing to show for it. You know he'll probably give some content and yeah, just everybody loves him. That's the one knock I've always had on LeBron. It's like no one fears him. Everybody loves him. So I'm sure he'll get a lot of content, but aura, like I don't know. I just like some people that are in the comments today, based on my one of my clips on the fact that Steph stole his era, and it's just I don't know, like even the Jordan stuff. Since this is kind of comparing, to Last Dance, like Jordan was like flawless in championships, and that's kind of what they base it around. And it's like you don't even like measure. I just what are they gonna do? Like they're gonna show a lot of highlights of the bubble championship, um, or they're gonna show highlights of him running guys out of town, um, or they're gonna show him in like the GM's office going, I don't like this guy, get him out or I'm out. Like that's the stuff he does. And are they gonna have like a million highlights of him flopping all over the court? La flop. There's a lot more negative that can go into this that he's gonna get praised for than positive. Like I will watch it, but I will just be like, oh my god, I know the whole documentary. That's how I'll be. Like I respect him definitely as one of the greatest ever, but I'm sorry, man. There's more negative. There's more negative, and it's just it's like Jordan. Every time he got challenged in greatness in finals, he came through. And we're not saying he didn't have help, but LeBron didn't. 40% in finals compared to 100%. That's all I need. Um, yeah. Everybody wants to act like Michael Jordan played with plumbers, which is ridiculous. And I don't know. It's like people don't remember that Stockton and Malone, like Jordan had to beat these guys twice to get 6 rings, and they were not easy. Like Stockton was the all-time assist leader at the time. Malone was so yoked, even though I don't like bringing his name up because he's a weirdo. Um, he was yoked, averaging like 28 a game. Just, you know, they had to get Rodman to just like get in this guy's fucking head because that's the only way they could fucking win. Because Karl Malone was a beast. And but all the young kids going, I don't know, I just watch the claps. I don't watch full games, and they just don't get it and will never take time to get it unless they're forced to. But I'm just saying, LeBron, he just doesn't. No, I mean, he does have enough for a documentary. I think that's like crazy to say that he doesn't, but it's not gonna be like Last Dance. Like took my breath away, and then the last part, I didn't even know that Jordan wanted to come back to try for a seventh championship. Imagine if you got the opportunity to do that. Um, it's crazy, but I think he'll have enough for a documentary because I'm sure they'll sprinkle in stuff for every one of his like championships, and then the roadblocks when they face the Warriors, um, and then they'll focus on how hard it was to win the bubble championship. It was whack back then, but now that LeBron was the guy that won it, it was it was so hard. And then they're going to talk about how LeBron's the all-time points leader, but he took like 23 years to obtain it, and what Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, what he played like 15 or 16 years when he actually got it, and Jordan was like 2 or 3, and he only played 15 years. You played like 8, 9 years more than these guys that were so close to it, or that actually held the record. So I don't know. They're just gonna make everything dramatic and be like LeBron went through so much adversity. The only thing that I'll say that's in his favor, well, two things. I will say that like Kendrick Perkins says it all the time on ESPN's First Take, and it's that no one was under more scrutiny than LeBron coming out of high school. Like I believe that. Like because Jordan wasn't high profile like that. He was Mike Jordan in college. Wasn't even Michael Jordan yet. So LeBron was LeBron from the moment that he got like found. So he's been under the most like during his career. Um, and the other thing is there'll never be, there shouldn't be another player better than LeBron at 40 plus years old. There's just, yeah, Jordan could not touch him. Like the only other person I can see in its different sports is like Barry Bonds. But yeah, he'll have a documentary, but they'll sprinkle extra glaze on it and be like, he just went through so much. He is the GOAT. Not. See if we got any other topics before we get out of here. Get out of here. Okay. Baker Mayfield going off at training camp. I like that. People were too cliche with their answers, and Baker was like just on one. He was like, screw that. It's like, I'm disrespected by this organization that says they love me, want to give me 2 years, a 2 year extension, and say I am the franchise, and you only want to give me 2 years? I love that, man. Show them. Fuck them. Um, and all this is going to do right now, it's going to force them to give you like a $4 or $5 million deal, or a 4 or 5 year lengthen the deal, because I think they were giving him what he wanted as far as money, because he wants to be a $50 million quarterback. Which, I mean, honestly, if Brock Purdy's getting it, that's my quarterback. You know, I think Baker deserves it. Um, he's redeemed himself so many times, and I just love how he wasn't tight lipped about how he felt, and he showed that he felt disrespected, and I'm sure the Bucks were not expecting that. So I'm sure they're like, oh, we can't go through this all season. And I love how Baker was like, I said what I said. If they got something for me, negotiations are done. I don't negotiate during the season. And now he's focused on ball. Because if he just gets to the playoffs, he has a certain amount of yards that is like prolific this year, you guarantee to get that extension at like exactly what he wants, like the terms and everything. So I love that he was outspoken at camp. Um, okay, I guess I'm gonna end this with Draymond. This guy, man, like, could he ever just shut the fuck up? Like, really? I know I'm like going off, I'm swearing and stuff, but he was on the Jeff Teague podcast. What is that called? The 520 podcast or something. Um, and he's like he's pocket watching. He's talking about, oh yeah, like Cat and his extension, like he could take less, but or maybe he shouldn't take less because guys like Josh Hart should take less because Josh Hart is like me in the situation. I didn't tell Steph to take less. I didn't tell Clay to take less. I took less. Bro, what the fuck do you care about the Knicks for, man? How about you open and flap your gums to Joe Lacob and Mike Dunleavy Jr.? How about you do that instead of just going, I'll decline my deal? How about you tell them, hey, we need to go after some people. We do not have enough. But he's over there talking about the Knicks because he feels cool because he's, on the TNT crew and saw them win the finals. Like, Draymond used to be one of the most accountable like players ever, and I just love that about him. But I think since he called Durant a bitch in that game that ultimately had Durant's hand, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I think that's when Draymond started declining, started opening his mouth too much, started, drop kicking on the floor, Sabonis, started doing a roundhouse punch to Nurkic, started fucking putting the sleeper hold on Gobert. Um, the things this guy has done, and he's like, it was an accident, is like crazy. And I'm reformed. I'm in therapy, and I walked out on Steve Kerr because I wanted to be the bigger person, but I walked out during a game, which is my job. So I walked out on my job, but that's looked at as like you're woke, man. You've grown since you had therapy. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just tired or I'm just sick of all this BS, man. What else we got? Um, I guess we could round this out with this ain't breaking news. I mean, most of you probably know this if you keep up, but I want to congratulate Brandon Ayuk on his $10 million house in Virginia. I think on the same block or the same neighborhood or in the vicinity of his hopeful new quarterback, Jaden Daniels. And hey, bro, you're still a 49er, but you bought a house in Virginia for 10 mil, and um, you're not a commander. So it's a very nice, safe house, but Bonehead, come on, man. Why are you doing this stuff? Like you make it like you're smarter than everybody that has common sense. You're like, yeah, I bought a house over here, so that means I'm gonna be a commander. Get some help, bro. Get counseling, get therapy, see if you need to get on meds. Um, you're reckless. I mean, it's always nice to have a laugh, and you're the one supplying it. So keep doing that if you want. It ain't my money you're spending. So go do you, man. But think I'm gonna get out of here, taking up enough of your guys' time. Um, Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the Authentic Take. This is the Authentic Take. Always giving my unfiltered sports opinions. Appreciate you guys for watching. Until next time, um, I'm out of here, man. Like, comment, and subscribe.